The Champions League is back. We now know the groups and, of course, the clubs that make up the groups for this year's competition. In this video, we're going to predict my early door outcomes, my predictions for Group B. Just 1 second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe button back to all things Champions League related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We got it all here, boys. Over the next few days, of course, we're going to preview each and every one of the groups in all the European competitions. And of course, in this video, we're going to take a look at the Champions League. That's right. We're going to predict who I think will make it through as group winners and who will join them as runners-up. We'll get into it. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. But without further ado, let's get into it. Next up, of course, we have Group B. That's right. In today's video, we're going to examine that in a bit more detail. So let's take a look at those clubs, starting with, of course, top of the shop there, Sevilla, of course, qualify as Europa League winners. They're here, joined alongside by Arsenal's, of course, runners-up in the Premier League. They're in the top right-hand corner. Then with PSV, the Dutch juggernauts there. And then, of course, the surprise package in this one, Lens, that's right, out of France. And, of course, Ligue 1, that's right. So those are the clubs. These are, of course, the matches, that's right. So we'll take a closer look at those. They are stretching from September the 20th all the way through to the back end, of course, of the calendar year there, December the 12th. So we're going to go through these one by one. We're not going to hang around too long on each of these. These are my early door predictions. The things can change with form, etc., etc. So let's just take a cold, hard look at it right here, right now. Starting with the first day, match number one is Arsenal against PSV. That'll be over at the Emirates. That's right. And I do anticipate an opening day win for Arsenal. Don't get me wrong. I think PSV are in this. They are contenders. And of course, you would look at Lens being possibly the surprise package, not only in this group, but of course to be, here anyway. So I just don't know what you're going to get from Lens. They could be amazing, they could be dog shite, but we'll see. But I do think Arsenal will be good and strong in this group. But let's not underestimate a Sevilla side who have not had the best of starts again over in La Liga. They didn't finish great last season. They qualified via their form in the Europa League. They will take on Lens, but they will win. 2-1 win. Not pretty, not fantastic, but enough to get themselves up and running. And again, home form is crucial for all four of these sides as they try to make themselves into the knockout stages. Lens will host their first Champions League football against Arsenal. They'll just about lose. I think Arsenal will get over the line. Again, not fantastic, not that impressive, but just enough. 2 wins out of 2, and that'll be good for them, confidence-wise, to get themselves focused potentially for those knockout stages. Meanwhile, PSV will host Sevilla, and I do think the Dutchies will get a result here, 2-1 win, which of course will flip this group on its head a little bit into the advantage of the Dutchies there. That's of course match number 2 on the 3rd of October, and then of course we go to the halfway point, and it is the match number 3, Sevilla hosting Arsenal, and I'm going with the juggernauts here, the Spanish side here, to 2-0 win to really make this group absolutely interesting. So 2 wins out of 2 for Sevilla, 2 wins out of 2 for Arsenal, and of course what does happen in the next group? It'll be Lens. They'll get themselves right back in the thick of things with a 1-0 win over in La France, of course. Match number 3, of course, has put this group completely on its side. We don't know who's going to be in charge, but at this stage, it is Arsenal. It is, of course, Sevilla with both 2 wins out of 2, but everybody's still in this one as we broke into the halfway point. Next up, it is match number 4, and of course, over at Arsenal at London in England. They'll take on Sevilla through the turn leg, of course, and Arsenal picking up the monstrously needed victory, 3-1 win to take control of this group over the Spanish side. Meanwhile, PSV and Lens will lock horns for the second time, back to back. Of course, PSV looking to get one over on them, and they'll do just that. And again, put themselves in the mixer to get out of these groups. Of course, remember, 3rd place is only good enough for the Europa League. The top 2 will go through, and of course, one team will go home, and that'll be the bottom of the pile here. Meanwhile, Sevilla will host PSV. That's in match number 5. Win or bust for PSV, you would think. I think it's going to be a draw though on the fence here for this one, which of course gives PSV a bit of a lifeline heading into that final match day when they take on Arsenal over at their own gaff. So for me on this one, 1-1 draw Sevilla, keeping up their unbeaten form at home. Meanwhile, Arsenal will take on a really tricky Lens, which of course they'll dispatch of quite easily, 3-0 in the end, to probably put 1 foot in the knockout stages heading into the final game. And in that final game on the 12th of December, match number 6, it'll be the Dutchies, it'll be Arsenal over be in the Netherlands. And it'll be a 2-1 win for PSV, monstrous win for them, the first defeat of the second defeat for Arsenal, which really really puts a good spin on this group to see who actually is going to go through, with Lens hosting Sevilla. And I do think, unfortunately, Lens are not going to get out of this one, but it's just a great opportunity for them to be here, spotlight on them, get a bit of attention, and of course, mix it up a little bit over in La France. But unfortunately, I don't think Lens are going to get anything much out of this group. So quick look at the odds then. The bookies' odds for this group. We have, of course, to win the group, Arsenal are favoured 5-2 on for the victory here. 9-2 is your Sevilla. Their second favourites. PSV 8-1, and Lens long shots 9-1. But for me, a little bit of a difference on this one. I do have Lens coming at you at the bottom there with just 1 win on the books, 5 defeats, 3 points on the board. They are not going anywhere. Of course, they are into third. It is PSV on 10 points. They'll go through to the Europa League, but unfortunately, that's not what they want. They want to go through to the knockout stages, the playoffs. But unfortunately, it will be Sevilla on 10 points. Goal difference, the difference between these two sides in my eyes. But the Gunners running away with 12 points in what is a very, very tight group. That is, of course, Group B. Well, there you have it, folks. There you bloody have it. Do you agree or do you disagree with my predictions for the Champions League group? Of course, let me know down below. And of course, make sure you stick around for the channel, your one-stop shop for Champions League. Make sure you smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. We're going to be there each and every match day, of course, predicting them with our own interactive prediction league. I'm not sure how we're going to do it, but of course, there are many, many options out there. So we'll take a look at them. And of course, I want you to be part of it. They're going to be free, so don't worry about it. We'll figure it out one way or another. But of course, make sure you let me know down below who you think will come through this group right here, right now. But until then, subscribe, thumbs up. And of course, I'll catch you later for the actual match days. Until then, we're done.